only I knew my Spanish. I should do, really, shouldn't I? I've been there enough times, or I've been to Spanish Islands enough times. I should know that. Thank you very much indeed, Rich Vibes. Rich Vibes in the house is our moderator this evening, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Hi there, my name is Paul Webber from Love Audio Production, passionate about production and designed to help you as a beginner get through some of the technologies and issues that may arise during your productions. And I'm approaching it from a beginner's point of view as well, so we'll stumble through things together. Tonight we're going to be looking at the board, the Behringer X32, which is the mixing desk that I now have. And what I want to do is go through the mix onto USB. So we press this button here. We see a picture of the screen that comes up with the USB settings. We can go to the home page. You see a little cassette deck there, which is quite cute. We'll go through all that in a second, but if you're ready to kind of jump in and get started, then let's do it, shall we? All right, so if this is your first time here, don't forget to give the video a like and also subscribe. It helps us no end if you can subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the notification bell as well. That will let you know when we go live next, which is generally on a Tuesday evening at 10 o'clock. So in the UK, that is, of course. I know it's different in the US. Pacific side, you're looking at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And on the East Coast, you're looking at 5 p.m. So, and everywhere else around the world is going to have a different time zone. So make sure you subscribe. As I say, don't miss future videos. Click that bell icon as well. That'll let you know when we go live next. Brilliant stuff. All right. So like I say, what I wanted to do is to focus tonight on recording it onto the USB stick. Now, this is pretty good. It's pretty useful because if you wanted to combine all of the channels on the mixer with whatever's going on and you wanted to record that and then play it back at a future date, you can do. So what happens is you go up here and you press the view button. The USB stick is just in there. You see that? So that's just there. Like that. It's just a simple USB stick. It's best to have it formatted as well to the right format. So make sure you do that. And then you scroll across to the home button, and as you can see, there's some signal coming in on the left-hand side with a record input there. Playback will come up on that side, and it's coming from my left and right outputs for this particular mixer. Okay. So what I wanted to do is to first of all go over to a couple of channels on the mixing desk itself and bring in some audio. So I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to bring up some background music from Stream Beats, which is the music-based software that I use. So let me have Stream Beats. Let's resume browsing, and let's bring in a. Let's have a look here. Stream Beats. There we go. Let's go there. It'll ask us to log in, which is fine. There we go. That's absolutely fine. Let's close that. Let's go with Cute for a minute. And we'll go with Cute Ninja. And we're going to play that in the background.
Streambeats.net.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, cheers. It wouldn't have... There we go. I'm just joining. I'm just realised that I'm not logged in yet. So I'm going to remember me there. We're going to log in. And it won't have the watermark running through the audio next time. Let's try that. Okay, welcome back. Thank you very much. Save profile. There we go. The account's been saved. Let's go to playlists. And let's go to pop for a change. Yeah. There we go. This is Pop Gear. And we'll just play that in the background there, nice and quiet. But as you can see on the dial here, record input is showing that as a thing. And it's also showing the microphone mix as well. So that's pretty good. We can also bring in a different channel as well if we want to. So what I've got is an instance of Studio One Live. Studio One Pro rather, version 7, and that can be seen if I go to desktop. You'll see that running now. Okay. Let's take that off there. We don't need record on, which is fine. And if I wanted to play that, it's Matt's jingle, by the way. This is what's going on this particular mixer.
Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's
So you can mix stuff in between. So you can go from one fader to the next. You can also bring up any faders that you've got and do a complete mix on there, and it'll come through to your stick, of course, which is just here in the thing, the access there. So we're accessing the data and audio USB stick. This is also useful for saving scenes on the desk, and you can save those to the stick and then obviously take the stick elsewhere if you want to plug it into a different mixer or plug it into a computer and then bring it back and plug it into the USB stick, a USB receptor there on the mixing desk itself. All right, so you can recall the scenes basically based on that. So let me just reduce that, and we'll reduce the volume of this, and we'll do a couple of just test recordings. I think that's the best way to describe it. So we'll do that now. So without further ado, we press record on here. Just press this button here. That arms for record. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So now we're recording this test transmission onto the USB stick. Going to bring up the background music very slowly on channels 9 and 10 of the mixer. Bring it up to unity. That's 0, of course. And then I'm going to fade that down and then bring up the Studio One Live on the next channel along.
Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's Good Morning Hearts. Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's Good Morning Hearts.
Absolutely. And then bring that background music up again. And then I can fade that out and press stop. There we go. So after a while, what it does is populates this list on the right-hand side, and it'll be the last one on that list, so that one there. And if you want to play that back, it comes up on the desk on your USB returns, okay? So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to play that, and it'll come back on this on one of the faders on the desk. I'll show you in a second or two. So we're playing that track now. So now we're recording this test transmission onto the USB stick. Going to bring up the background very slowly on channels 9 and 10 of the mixer. Bring it up to unity. That's 0, of course. And then I'm going to fade that down and then bring up the Studio One Live on the next channel along.
Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's Good Morning Hearts. Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's Good Morning Hearts.
Absolutely. And then bring that background music up again. And then I can fade that out and press stop. And just one other thing is you'll notice the access button is lit once we're recording or playing back anything from the USB stick. Okay, so that red light has gone out now because we've stopped playing back, we've stopped recording. You can still see the record input coming in there on the left-hand side, and you can also see my main meters moving. That's because the whatever I'm speaking to you through the desk is going through to the live stream and through to yourself. If I bring down the master control, obviously you couldn't hear anything because I brought the fader down, but you get the idea. So that brings that whole volume down there on the right-hand side of the mix there. Okay, so that's very simply, that's it. So you can record anything from the desk through to the USB stick, of course, and then you can obviously take that. It records it as a WAV, so it's going to take up a fair amount of space on the stick. But don't forget, it's not it's not like a cassette where it's only got a certain amount of time. You've probably got, I don't know, let's say this particular stick, I think it's a 32 gigabyte memory stick. So there's a fair bit of space on there to record a good song, an album, or whatever you might want to do on the desk, and then take it onto your laptop or PC or whatever it was, and then unload that WAV file, which will be a stereo WAV file, of course, and then you can edit it thereafter. So that's pretty cool. Back to the main camera. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that particular thing. I'm just going to take off the memory stick now. This is all it is. It's just a SanDisk memory stick, tiny little thing. USB 2, which is the blue indicates. Okay, obviously you've got USB 3, that kind of thing now these days, but this is a USB 2. And you plug that into your USB 2 socket on your computer or your laptop, and away it goes. So this one here is actually 64 gigabyte. I don't know if you can see, that's very, very tiny writing. Yeah, 64 gig there. So there's plenty of storage on there, you know, so you can put plenty of audio files on and not have to worry about it too much. Rich Vibe says, did you enjoy your time in Lussley? Yeah, because obviously we're based in Lussley right now. And the Lussley show was yesterday, Monday, Bank Holiday Monday. And I would say probably in the region of 3,000 to 4,000 people were on the field. It was fantastic. And we provided the bar facilities for the show itself. And we spent, let me think, Saturday... because we provided the bar as well for an event that was happening on Saturday on the field as well with a live band called The Chance. Youngsters, they were pretty good. And then we, obviously a break for the Sunday. Nothing happened on the Sunday itself. But then back on the Monday, we were down there at ridiculous o'clock in the morning, just getting everything set up for the bar and making sure it was all running to clockwork. Thanks to our boss, of course, who did a fantastic job. Luke did a fantastic job of organising. Basically, we had 9 staff on the bar, so 3 out front serving everyone, 3 behind that getting the drinks to us, and then 3 behind that at the pumps, pumping the beer through and, doing various bits and pieces to get those drinks to the front, and then we can get them to the customer. And, we had a lot of great feedback from the villagers saying that it was very well organised, and they loved the fact that nobody had to queue too long in order to get a drink on a very hot day. It was extremely hot yesterday, up around 29, 30 degrees probably in places, I would imagine. There was hardly any breeze. So you can imagine that, in the midday sun, it was pretty hot. And that was our busiest time, I guess, between 12 and about 3 in the afternoon. But yeah, great fun was had by all. We were there again this morning at the crack of dawn, packing everything down, getting rid of the big bar that was put up, getting rid of that, moving all of the empty kegs out and all that kind of thing for the brewery to collect, and just kind of taking stock about the whole thing and looking at next year and thinking, well, is there anything we could have done differently? Any lessons learned, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a good experience. Let's put it that way, and really enjoyed myself, and I think the staff enjoyed themselves as well. So yeah, thanks for asking, Rich. Glad you asked, and I'm glad you saw my little post there as well, which is cool. Right, so yeah, as far as the Behringer X32 compact is concerned, if you have any questions or you want me to cover any particular aspects of the desk in a future stream, then drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got one of these desks, or you experienced one, or you're looking to buy one, this desk is probably, the first iteration of this desk is probably about 10 years old, I would say. But they've obviously improved it. This is 4 points. So go to the setup, I'll tell you. This is operating on, let me have a look, version 4.13. So it's a pretty good update. It's running 8 channels in, 8 channels out. You've got 16 inputs on the back, and you've got various outs as well. And don't forget, you've got the card ins and outs as well. That's the 32-track digital mixer. So there's plenty to experience. And if you've got any questions on any aspects of the desk, let me know, and I'll try and muddle through it with you, and we'll go through some bits and pieces on the desk itself. But I just wanted to demonstrate that to you tonight so that you get an idea of how easy it is, in fact, to record onto the USB. I know the previous mixer I had, I was looking at a video that I did some time ago, in fact. It's had about 4,500 views, which is fantastic. But it was a video that was showing recording onto an SD card on the previous mixing desk that I had, the PreSonus Studio Live 32 SC. And some of the comments were not particularly nice, but they were constructive. And they said, more preparation, less messing around with the cameras, and it could have been a good video. And they were right, really, to be honest with you. So that might be the future case in the fact that I'll, do a video as in record it, but not do a live show and base it on the whole hour-long program, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it was interesting to read back the comments from a couple of years ago that I did that. Yeah, thanks for your lovely comments, guys. Really nice. Thank you. Yeah. I'm keeping hydrated. I don't drink anywhere near enough water, so yeah, drinking plenty of water. No coffee tonight. No coffee after 9 o'clock, says Christina Grabnikas, who's a coach therapist and a nurse based in Florida. And she said ages ago to me that you shouldn't be drinking coffee after 9 o'clock, Paul. A, it's not good for you, and B, you won't sleep well. And she's absolutely right. If I have a coffee after 9 o'clock, there's no chance of me sleeping properly. I'll be waking up at 3, well, A, to go to the bathroom, but otherwise just wide awake. at 3 a.m. It's not a good idea, especially when you're working the next day. Right, I'm going to warning CPU overload on my computer. That's not good, is it? I think I've got quite a bit running, so let me just stop the... in fact, I go to desktop, you'll see what's going on here. So I'm currently running this, and it's running in the background, as you can probably tell. Here, hang on. Put the fader up again on channel 11 and 12.
Live from Philadelphia, waking you up. It's Good Morning Huss.
So I've changed the synthesizer on a couple of these tracks, just to give it a bit more brightness. And a bit more chord at the end. It sounds a bit like a church organ, but in the grand scheme of things, hopefully the mix sounds all right. And you've got that bass note as well. It's very funny. No singing. We've got the hand claps as well. Brilliant. Instrumental version. I'll have to send that to Matt so he can use it on his show. There we go. I'll stop that because it's making my computer overload itself by playing that and doing vMix and all of the kind of nice things we're trying to do here. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And, of course, I've got that going through the Go XLR as well, which means I should be able to play you some jingles of some description. No, that's not nothing on there. So let's try this one. And I can't hear that because it's going to you, but it's not going to my headphones. I must find a way of doing that. I think there's a way of... because obviously the feed is coming from the Go XLR to you guys through the X32 to the Go XLR. So I think I've got a way of going from the back of the Go XLR into one of the channels on the mixer so I can actually hear what's going on from the stream. So there's this one as well. Hopefully you can hear that. And there's that background music, of course, which is from Stream Beats, by the way, if you're wondering. Sounds quite dark, doesn't it? Quite dark and moody. Hang on, we need some effects. Let's go to the effects returns. And let's go here. So we bring that up. And then, there we go. Sends on fader. Here we go. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Check, check. 2, 2, 1, 2. There you go. All right. On a dark, stormy night. Yes, we can hear it. Thank you. Yes, we can hear it. Oh, hang on. I'm echoing. Yes, we can hear it. Oh, hang on. I'm echoing. Wow. Wow. That would be quite a good effect, wouldn't it, if it was on a song? That would be quite a good effect, wouldn't it, if it was on a song? Very good. Wow. Very good. Wow. Okay, let's bring those down. Still going. I know why. I know why. Actually, I do know why. Yeah, because the tap that I've got on the Behringer X32 is really slow. So what it does, there's a couple of buttons on the desk itself. I can't. Can I show you? Hang on. Let me have a look at the NDI section. Hang on. So if I go to here, I'll move this down and across. And here, where this thing's flashing, is the tap button. There you go. You can see that if I block the light out. So it's very slow. So if I go. See, now when you put the echo up and the delay, still quite long, isn't it? Still quite long, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Strange. Okay, I can play around with that all day long, but I'm not going to. There we go. I can bring that back up. There we go. Tom, if you're watching the stream or watching the replay, I could do with let me think, no more than about 9 or 10 stems from one of your recordings. If you've got a 10-track mix or something similar, or even an 8-track mix that you can send me the stems for, then we can look at doing a collaboration in a few weeks' time, whereby I can bring that in through the mixer and then you know, see how we can kind of mix that and add effects to it and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know if you've got that. Just like an 8-track mix or something like that, like stems I can use, and we could bring them in to the DAW and then send them into the mixer on various channels, and we'll see what we can come up with. That'll be really good. I think he's been busy. He's been busy with his brother mixing some stuff recently, some drum and bass stuff, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to hearing the results of that. You can follow Tom on T-Wubber, W-U-B-B-E-R. I think that's how you do it. And you can kind of follow what he's doing, which is pretty cool. And he's done a really good track, actually. It's a really kind of chilled out track as well, which I have said that I will be using in a future stream, like as a background. So I'll have to dig that out. Rich Vibes is still pestering me. He says, how did you get on with my stinger? Rich, I've been extremely busy, so I've not managed to finish it yet. So I'm going to dig that out as a file, and we can finish it on a future stream, I think. Hang on. And maybe we can try that here. Hang on, let's have a look. Let me just cancel that and save that. Otherwise, we will lose Matt's jingle, and that will be wrong. Let's have a look here. Close that one. And Rich Vibes. Here we go. Just bringing that up now, Rich. Hang on a second. Okay, now it's... it's crashed. Studio One has crashed, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. It ain't working. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Sample rate doesn't match. Yeah, you're right. Let's go to song setup. Change that to 48 kilohertz. Click apply. And click OK. Brilliant. Okay. So going back to your question, Rich, we just did this one, didn't we? Let's have a listen. And nothing can be heard. Hang on. Let's just, because I've obviously, since we recorded that, I've changed the inputs and outputs. So give me 2 seconds while I set that up. Hopefully you can see that on the desktop. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. So, I/O, audio input and output setup. So we're on channels 1 and 2. That's actually on 3 and 4. So let's change that. Click apply. 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5. Okay. Should be able to hear that now. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Let's get rid of that background music for a minute and give this some welly. Huh? Is it not coming out? Ah. Okay, that's interesting. Let me just stop the music then. Shh. Quiet. And let's go back to the jingle. It's not coming up on the channels that I want it to, so let me just make some adjustments here, folks. Hang on a second. Song setup. Let's go. Channels 11 and 12. That's where it should be. Let's try that. Apply. Click OK. And click play on that.
Rich vibes.
Still coming up on the main channel. Hang on a second. Let's try that again. Song setup. Did. Let's try 7 and 8. Apply. Click OK. Does it come up on this fader? It should do.
Rich vibes.
No, it's not. But it's coming up on the main mix from the computer, which is really odd. Hang on a second. I'm going to close this a sec. Let me just save that and close out that. But if I bring up Matt's thing again and then just go into the settings of that, and I know for a fact that that comes up through the other channels. We go to song. Three and 4, right, okay. Thank you. Just hold that for a second, close that. And then on the Rich Vibes one, we just need to change the outputs. So that's pretty easy. Song setup, outputs, 3 and 4. Apply. Okay. Now, they come up on the same channel. They should do.
Rich vibes.
Yeah, they do. Perfect. So that's that. What I want to do to yours, Rich, is add some sparkle and some zaps and stingers and stuff at the front. So let's have a look. We've got, what's going on here? Hang on.
Rich vibes.
Interesting. All right. Rich vibes. Perfect. That tails off anyway. That's good. Let's add a track. So track, add stereo. And we're going to bring that in and bring in some effects on that. So let's have a look. So if I want to browse, let's have a look. Browse, here we go. Effects. No, not that kind of effects. I want loops. Electronic effects. What's this? Nope. Nope. Let's try this. Nope. Nope. Yes. One instinctively knows when one's getting the right vibe, as it were, Rich. Let's drop that down a bit because the volume's going to be really high on that one. And let's zoom that right back and let's press it from here.
Rich vibes.
Okay, so I want to drop the volume down even more. Bring that in so it's not so long.
Rich vibes. Rich vibes.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. What else we got here? There's quite a few effects on here. Grasshopper. Wow, if you're listening on headphones, that's going from left to right. That's like, wow. It's like insects in your ear. Actually, that's not bad. Nice. Try this. Here we go, guys. We're just messing around here with Rich's jingle. Hang on. Let's bring that in. It's not quite so long, and we'll fade it out. Here we go. So it starts off here and it goes.
Rich vibes.
Nice. That'll make that tail out even more, to be fair. Let's bring that in. Start again.
Rich vibes.
I'm going to make it go longer than that, I think. Let's move that end thing along. Let's stop that for a second. And then move this one back a bit to there. Because I want this to extend. Okay, let's try that. How does this sound, Rich?
Rich vibes.
And you can fade that into a song. Yeah, I like that. It should go on a bit longer, though, so it's like a tail. It's quite long, isn't it? Let's try that. There we go. No doubt you can blend this properly, you know. Let's do that. And then click the loop button on here, which is the bottom one.
Rich vibes. Rich vibes.
Nice. What I want to do at the end here, I don't know if you can see this, guys, on the playback. Hopefully you can. Let's just make sure, because last time I did this, I know that nobody could see my desktop, so I just wanted to make sure everybody's seeing what I can see. So let's try this. On the end, you've got the option to insert effects, so like console shaper and stuff like that. So what I want to do is, let's have a look. Can we edit that? Console shaper. Okay, I don't know what that does, but we'll try it. No, that's not going to do anything. Let's take that out. Console shaper, delete, remove. And let's go to browse. And then we can put on instruments, or effects rather, I should say. So this is going to be a chorus, compressor, fat channel, flanger, groove, mastering. Where is it? Multiband dynamics. There is a mastering chain. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can find that. Surround delay, tone generator, tri-comp, tuner, vocoder, Xtrem. There's tons of stuff on here, honestly. Here we go. Let's have a look. Type. Yeah, here we go. So, event editors, mix effects, console shaper, note, mastering. There we go. This is the one. So, smooth and clear. Let's try this. Insert. All right. We're just going to try this and see what it sounds like.
Rich vibes.
Okay, not bad.
Rich vibes.
And here you can see the Pro EQ.
Rich vibes.
Got some sparkle on that top end.
Rich vibes.
So it's got some clarity on the top end, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for, particularly at that top end. We don't need anything below kind of this bit here, really.
Rich vibes.
But it has got some low end on the end tail, so
Rich vibes.
I'm actually going to leave that off. It was going to be a bass roll-off. Yeah, like a low cut, but I don't want to do that.
Rich vibes. Rich vibes. Rich vibes.
That sounds much better, to be honest with you. Hopefully it sounds good in your headphones or speakers, whatever you're listening to this on.
Rich vibes.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do for Rich right now is highlight the whole thing. So what I do is literally lasso the whole package like that. Take off the loop because I don't need that on. And then go to Song, Export Mix Down. Sonovox, we'll call it that. Yeah, it's fine. MP3, 44.1, 320 kilobits. It's nice and good quality. Start to end, 8.5 seconds. Output main, processing. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to bypass the master effects, so I'm not going to tick that button. Close after export, import to track. Do I want to import it to track? Yeah, I could do. So I can hear what it sounds like. There we go. It says clipping has occurred, 2.5 dB over. Do I want to delete the exported file? No. Okay, there we go. So it's converting it. Dropped it in the box there below. I don't think it's done what I want it to do, though, so it's kind of missed a bit, I think. Let's have a look. Hang on. Let me just solo up this last bit, and then we'll play it.
Great vibes.
It's kind of missed off the beginning, hasn't it, for some reason, that FX beginning bit, which is odd. So I'm going to just delete that and then try again to mix this down. So let me just go lasso these whole beats. I think it maybe I've just missed a couple, so let's try that again. Oh, I missed it again. Hang on. Right, go. There we go. Why is it not doing it? Hang on. Here we go. All right. No, I don't want to move it. Has that got everything? Looks like it has. Let's bounce to a new track. Yeah, it's just duplicated the whole thing, hasn't it? So I don't want to do that. Let me undo that. Undo. Song. Export mix down. 8.735 seconds. Now, let me just cancel that a minute. Hang on. I know why. It's my fault. Should have moved that start to that bit there, which is where it starts. Stupid boy. So it just shows it takes notice of what I'm trying to lasso, doesn't it? So let's loop that thing again, all the way to the top. There we go. That's better. Now, song, export mix down. Same again. Click OK. Converting. Didn't clip this time, but it didn't record anything because it soloed the track. It's got nothing on it, you fool. Schoolboy error. Sorry, folks. Forgot to unsolo the whole thing, didn't I? Stupid boy. Let's do that again. So we're going to loop those items that we've got. As you can see, they've got like a line around them all now. And then I can go to song, export mix down. Yes. 9.5 seconds. That's better. Click OK. Clippings occurred 2.6 dB over. Correct. Do I want to delete it? No. Converting. There we go. And this is giving it to us on a solo track down the bottom here, which we're going to play next.
Great vibes.
Okay. Let's play that again. From here.
Great vibes.
Nice. Okay, so that's good. That would have saved it to a what do you call it? MP3, and I'll whiz that over to you on an email. And there you go, Rich. You've got your wish. Your wish is my command. Have you enjoyed that? Of course, what we should have done. Where have I put it? Oh, yeah. That's not it. What we should have done is recorded it to the disc, shouldn't we? So let's do that, can we? Let's put that back in. All right. I'm going to mute me, and I'm going to record it onto the disk, okay? Let's go NDI, view, so we're accessing it, okay? And we want to go to here in a minute. Oh, wait, that's the channel there. I'm going to mute the mic.
Rich Vibes.
Sorry, trying to press 18 buttons at once. Hang on. All right, so now I've got it on the USB stick, which is what we started talking about the show initially, right? Which of course is on here. It's just up there, plugged in. And if I want to play it now, just play this. It will come back through USB.
Rich Vibes.
There we go. Perfect. And then it stops. And you can play any one of these tracks that are on here. So if I play that one, for instance, play track. Play.
Rich Vibes.
Not that one. Interesting. Play track. So we can play the same thing. No, play.
Rich Vibes.
No, that's not what I want. Stop it. What's it doing? Play track. Come on.
From Philadelphia.
Yeah, I recorded that earlier, by the way, onto that track. So that's fine. And go down to this one. Play track. So now we're recording this test transmission onto the USB stick. That's what we did earlier, remember? Background music very slowly on channels 9 and 10. There we go. And if I want to play Rich's jingle again, play track.
Rich Vibes.
Yeah, really good like that. Okay. So, yeah, you got your jingle now, Rich. Well done. Congratulations. It's all yours. I will get it across to you in due course. But, yeah, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. All right. Water. Need more water. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I certainly have, just for the brief moments that we've been on. Thank you very much indeed for all your comments. Oh, I like that bassy one, says Rich. Yeah, that's great. Can you send the full version? Just get the Rich Vibes on its own without the effects. Okay, sounds great. Just isolate the Rich Vibes on its own as well. Yeah, no problem at all. I've just seen your notes, so I'm going to do that. I'll do your mix one as well. And also then I will do, you know, like a solo version just with the you know, silent bit as well, which is pretty cool. All right. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. Perfect. Thanks, says Rich. Much appreciated, and do appreciate everyone joining tonight. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you next time on the show. It's next Tuesday evening at 10 p.m. and we'll catch you later on. Thank you. Great show as always, buddy. Thank you very much, bud. See you later.